I wanted to welcome everyone as mayor of Pasadena today. This is a historic occasion. This is for the first time that the city of Pasadena will raise the pride flag. I'd like to begin by thanking Councilmember John Kennedy for having encouraged the city council to take this historic step. I'd also like to thank our partners at Huntington Hospital for having done the same thing last week, also encouraging us to take a historic step in the fight for civil rights for all people. Pasadena, as you know, has always considered itself a very, very inclusive and fair employer. But Pasadena is much more than that. Pasadena is a city of people that are accepting, that are embracing, that are nurturing, and that are very, very much inclusive of people from every walk of life. As an immigrant myself, I can tell you that. As someone who started out in Pasadena as a Spanish-speaking, monolingual 5-year-old, the people of Pasadena were very embracing and very helpful to me and to my family. And I think we extend that to people in the LGBTQ community today to say we're all one community, we're all one people, and we are going to be inclusive, supportive, and helpful to all people in our community. So congratulations to our city employees who have continued to work on the issue of diversity and inclusivity. Thank you for your hard work. We have a city committee that works year-round to ensure that Pasadena continues to be the accepting and inclusive community and employer that we all love. Let me welcome the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center Board President Camaleón, and also Christian Port, who is with the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center and is Vice President.
Thank you so much, Mayor Gordo. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Pride Month. My name is Christian Port. My pronouns are he, him, and I stand here with you today as Vice President of the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center and a leader at Planned Parenthood Pasadena and San Gabriel Valley. But most importantly, I stand with you today as an out and proud Pasadenan who has fought tirelessly for healthcare, education, and social services that honor and respect the thousands of LGBTQ residents that live and work in our community. I'm joined here today by my colleague, Camila Camaleón, the first transgender Latina president of our LGBT Center, and Sherry Bonner, President and CEO of Planned Parenthood Pasadena and San Gabriel Valley, who has worked to create LGBTQ inclusive healthcare services across our entire community. On behalf of all of us, we would like to say thank you to Mayor Victor Gordo, Pasadena City Council, and all of our LGBTQ siblings, allies, and leaders in the Pasadena community for gathering us here today to honor Pride Month with this beautiful ceremony. This is a historic year for us. As someone who was born and raised in LA, also known as a unicorn, I am proud to share that this is the first time in LGBT history that 6 cities across the San Gabriel Valley have acknowledged Pride Month. And as a Pasadena resident, I am proud to share that this is the first time that the city of Pasadena will proudly raise our flag in celebration with and in solidarity with our community. And on the heels of the anniversary of the murder of George Floyd, Pasadena City Hall has proudly joined Huntington Hospital and Planned Parenthood Pasadena in raising the Progress Pride flag, whose brown and black stripes honor the people of color in our community. In the wake of police violence in our community and structural racism that we have seen during the pandemic, it is more important now than ever that we center and prioritize people of color in our community and in our work. The flag, designed by artist Daniel Quasar, represents 2 key changes in our movement that are so relevant to us today. inclusion, and progression. It pays tribute to transgender women of color activists Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, who were instrumental leaders in the 1969 riots at the Stonewall Inn, who until recent years had all but nearly vanished from our history. When Quasar released his design, he said publicly, "We still have forward movement to make. There is still work to be done." Today marks a new day in this work, signified by this symbol of love and hope, this symbol of resistance to hate and inequality. As we continue to heal together from the pandemic, mourn the loss of our loved ones, address structural racism, and rebuild our community, we must ensure that everyone feels safe, seen, heard, and are treated with dignity, care, and respect, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, so that they can live their happiest, healthiest, and most authentic lives. Since our inception in 2011, the vision of our San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center has been to create a safe and inclusive community for people of all orientations and gender identities, free from all forms of discrimination, grounded in fairness and equality for all. We are so proud to stand here today in solidarity and partnership with the City of Pasadena, our home, with its rich LGBTQ history, to begin this work. Thank you for honoring our community, and happy Pride. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce the first transgender Latina president of the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center, Camila Camaleón.
Thank you, Christian, for such an honorable mention. To the Honorable City of Pasadena Council members, Mayor Victor Gordo, and Pasadena residents, workers, and all folks here today, my name is Camila Camaleón. My pronouns are she, her, and ella, and I stand before you today as the first trans woman of color president of the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center. Let's get a round of applause, folks. We are a nonprofit that was formed in 2011 to enrich the lives of LGBTQ San Gabriel Valley residents by fostering advocacy, education, and respect for individuals, and by providing resources which encourage cultural diversity, healthy living, and full achievement of personal potential. On this seventh day, 52 years since Stonewall, the modern LGBTQ plus rights movement continues in our own neighborhoods. As an already disenfranchised community, the importance of LGBTQ plus spaces is that they serve as capacity building initiatives, which in turn build pride for the collective future and safety that we are all creating. As an organization whose mission is to promote a safe and inclusive San Gabriel Valley for all people of all orientations and gender identities, the center is ecstatic for the visible culture shift that is occurring each and every day. In my personal life, it is my mission to amplify, empower, express, and play with joy in the spaces I have the privilege of being a part of. I recognize today that this is a culmination of barbecuers, peer support groups, San Gabriel Valley Pride festivals at Central Park, visits to the Boulevard, Get Out the Vote drag shows at 1881, doodah parades, and partnerships with Planned Parenthood and countless board meetings. Let it be known that LGBTQ plus folks have made and continue to make positive and long-lasting contributions to society by advancing areas of inclusion, diversity, equity, and respect. Due to the Safer at Home order, it has been impossible for the LGBTQ plus community to gather in our usual regional Pride celebrations, as they have all been canceled or postponed indefinitely. That is why recognizing the LGBTQ plus community's contributions in our society is needed even more, especially by such institutions as city governments, where many of our LGBTQ community members live and work. Although there have been many advancements over the last 5 decades, our team knows there is still much work that needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Camila and Christian. I'm going to ask my colleagues who are present, and I'll tell you, I know that one member of the City Council could not be present, but beyond that, we have every other member of the City Council here today. And so I'd like to ask them to step forward as we present a commendation marking the event. Councilmember Kennedy, Williams, Rivas, Masuda, Hampton, and Wilson, and Vice Mayor Wilson. So on behalf of the City of Pasadena, whereas Pride Month began in June 1969 on the one-year anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in New York City. And after LGBTQ plus persons and their allies rose up to fight against discriminatory laws, which have since been declared unconstitutional, and whereas Pasadena denounces prejudice and unfair discrimination based on age, race, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression, and is a city in which all persons should feel valued, safe, welcome, respected, and affirmed by their peers and the community. And whereas all are welcome in Pasadena to live, work, and play, and every family in all its various forms deserves a place to call home, where they are safe, happy, and supported by friends, neighbors, and all. And whereas Pasadena appreciates the value and dignity of each person, recognizes the importance of equality and freedom, and acknowledges the positive contributions made by members of the LGBTQ plus community to actively promote principles of equality, acceptance, and love. I, Victor M. Gordo, Mayor of the City of Pasadena, on behalf of the Pasadena City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2021 in the City of Pasadena as Pride Month. Now I'm going to ask my colleagues who wish to step to the microphone and give a few remarks to do so, because it was Councilmember Kennedy who suggested we raise the flag. I'll ask Councilmember Kennedy to speak first.
Pasadena is a city of wonder, diversity, and purpose, and today the city of Pasadena has added to its reputation as a welcoming city by advancing LGBTQI rights. It was my honor to recommend to the mayor and the city council to raise, for the first time, the pride flag at City Hall. The traditional rainbow flag has undergone multiple evolutions through the years to be more inclusive. That flag that soars over Pasadena's iconic City Hall today will be the 11-stripe, full inclusive pride flag. Of particular note is that the flag we raise today has a black and brown stripe to represent African Americans and Latinx communities. The city of Pasadena is a place where diversity is celebrated and embraced. The LGBTQ plus communities make an enormous contribution to life in our city, and it is so important for Pride celebrations to mirror that impact. This is the force behind the motivation to be more inclusive of expansive breadth of identity within our city. Today, the city of Pasadena has taken another step forward towards love, life, equality for all. May the raising of the pride flag today serve as a source of inspiration for all. Thank you, Mayor.
Next, I'll ask Councilmember Williams to step up, followed by Vice Mayor Andy Wilson.
Pasadena is a diverse and a proud city, but we must always, always remember that our diversity is our strength, and never, ever, ever let it divide us. So thank you so much. So glad to be here. I missed the parade, but this is the next best thing during COVID. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor, and welcome. I have to say this is a really proud moment, and it's the first official ceremony that I've been at City Hall since COVID, so it really will be memorable for me and hopefully for all of you. Congratulations, and I'm proud to be here to put my hands on that rope and pull the flag at the flagpole. Good to see you, and keep dry.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm so proud to be here at the first raising in City Hall of the Pride flag. The city of Pasadena has supported human rights for a long time. So the pride flag is a symbol of unity, and it gives us the opportunity to be grateful to live or work in the city of Pasadena, because the city supports respect and welcomes everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council Member. Next, I again want to thank everyone. I'd like to recognize our City Clerk, Mark Jomsky, and our City Manager, who are also here with us. I believe I saw the City Attorney, Michelle Bonaris, around. You know, this is, again, a historic occasion. I want to thank all of my colleagues who took time out of their day to mark the occasion with all of us. And I want to thank all of you for coming out and marking this historic occasion here in the city of Pasadena. Again, thank you to Councilmember Kennedy. And now it's time to lift the flag.
Happy Pride Month!